Hello friends, welcome to Dell Soccer. My name is Delali Frank and this is News Daily. In today's edition, I have some updates for you. We're going to talk about the dates for the Black Stars next game, where the game is going to be played, and any other news that you need to know so far as that particular World Cup qualifiers is concerned. Also, we're going to talk about Jojo Wollacott. He played his first game after being out of his team for literally more than months. We're going to talk about him, his performance. I'm going to give you highlights of his performance in that particular game and other few things that you need to know. The Black Queens have also won their game and have qualified to the next stage or the last stage of the Paris 2024, which is the Olympic Games. We're also going to talk about that as well. As usual, if it's your first time, hit on the subscription button and let's build this community together. But without wasting much time, let's get straight into today's news. So let's start off from the camp of the Black Stars. And I'm sure you know the Black Stars have two international windows, which whenever there's international windows, there are competition that Ghana has to play. In November, we have the African Cup of Nations. We are done with the African Cup of Nations. So in November, we're going to play the World Cup qualifiers. Now we are done with the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. What we are doing now is the World Cup qualifiers. The November international break is going to give the Black Stars the chance to play two games, which one is going to be against Madagascar, and then the next one is going to be against Comoros. The one against Madagascar has been confirmed that it's going to happen on November 17th in Kumasi at the Barbara Sports Stadium, and it comes as a good news. The FA announced it, and this comes as a good news because initially they were concerned that Ghana may not have a venue for us to play the World Cup qualifiers. Remember when Ghana was playing against Nigeria, we had to do some last minute projects, like some last minute work on it. And Cape Coast, even recently, there are reports that CAF has rejected the Cape Coast Sports Stadium, the stadium that Mediama has presented to CAF for their Champions League. The stadium that they have presented, CAF has basically rejected it, so it was a bit of worry. So this report coming from the Black Stars camp is pretty much a good news. It means that at least FIFA has approved it, because it's going to be a pretty much a big issue. Where what if a country like Ghana, we are forced to go and play our national team games out of Ghana? But the Ghana Football Association has confirmed that FIFA has approved, as of now, FIFA has approved the Barbara Sports Stadium as the venue for Ghana's game against Madagascar. The game is going to be happening on 17th November, which is going to be Friday at exactly 4 p.m. in Kumasi. I think that the timing is good. 4 p.m. in Kumasi on a Friday night, or like a Friday midnight, is pretty much a good news. Ghana has played Madagascar before. We played them in the qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations, and we managed to beat them. And we are hoping that we are going to continue that fine form. And that's the, how do we say, that's the plan of the Ghana Football Association, that the Black Stars will be able to qualify. In as much as we've not been consistent in our recent performance, the wish of the Football Association is start on a good note, because you are playing your first game against Madagascar and we need to be able to go past them easily. I'm not saying easily as in we just go, but we should be able to get a win at least at home, because the World Cup, Ghana wants to be there. At least Ghana was there, Ghana was in Qatar, and now this one is going to happen in US, Canada, Mexico, and we need to be able to make some few names for ourselves. The next game, few days right after that, we will go to Comoros to play the next game. So the transfer, the international break is going to be from Ghana is going to play on 17th, and some few days later, in November 21, which is going to be Tuesday, Ghana will go back to Comoros to go and play the second game. The stadium that has been confirmed in Comoros is the Moroni Stadium. The stadium is currently widely used for athletics. It's a multi-purpose stadium, and that's what CAF or FIFA has approved for the game to happen. So Ghana will play its first game in Barbara, or at Barbara, which is in Kumasi, on 17th, and then travel from Accra or Ghana to Comoros to play the second game. Comoros, the last time Ghana played Comoros, they beat us at the African Cup of Nations. Remember that 3-2 defeat, painful 3-2 defeat that Andrea, you got a yellow card, got a red card in that game. So I'll give you the updates. The Black Stars will be playing first in Kumasi on 17th. We are definitely going to be there, bring you all the updates you need to know. And then they are traveling away from Ghana to go to Kumasi to play the second leg. We wish them the best of luck and we hope that Ghana will do well. Let's talk about Jojo Wollacott. Wollacott was in post for his side and they managed to, the game ended 2-2. It was a game that we were pretty much expecting Wollacott. He was coming back out of injury, but he managed to get a draw. He made some brilliant saves for his team, which is good. It's good to see him back because I think we've watched Atizigi. Atizigi has not been bad in post, but you still feel like, yeah, I don't know about you, but in as much as Atizigi has been great for Ghana, it always feels like, Charlie, there's more that can be done, then kind of thing. But let's see, having Wollacott back is pretty much a good news because he was one of them players that was with the team. He got injured, missed out of the World Cup, came back, came to training, a goal post fell on him. He went, picked up another injury again. Charlie, belong some way. So we are just hoping that Wollacott continue his fine form. I think he was a bit rusty. The goals he considered, one was I think when he misjudged the ball because he has been rusty, but the other is not his fault. But he basically made some brilliant saves too in that game, which was good on his behalf. The Black Queens also managed to win by 2-0 in Accra when they played against Benin in the Olympic Games qualifiers. Now Ghana will move to the next stage and play Zambia, which is pretty much going to be a bigger, tough opponent than previous ones that we've played. Is our hope and our wish that Ghana will move on and do brilliantly well. Because at this point, we hope that Ghana will be able, because the main team couldn't qualify because we failed to qualify when we went to Morocco. And we are hoping that if the female, with the level of football that the ladies are playing, is our hope and our wish that Ghana will do well and be able to qualify. So that's all for today. We talked about the Black Queens. We also definitely talked about the Black Stars in our next 2 African Cup of Nations games. And then I brought you some few updates on Ghanaian players. My name is Delali Frank as usual. Until meet again. Bye bye for now.